Have you ever left a conversation feeling confused, wondering if someone truly meant what they said, or if there was an underlying message you missed? In a world where trust feels harder to come by and relationships often carry hidden agendas, the ability to truly understand others becomes a vital skill. For those of us in the later chapters of life, clarity in our connections isn't just a desire, it's a necessity. Misreading someone's intentions can lead to misplaced trust, strained relationships, or even missed opportunities. But imagine having the ability to decode the unsaid, to see beyond the surface, and truly grasp what others are thinking. This isn't about manipulation or mind games. This is about reclaiming confidence in your interactions. Today we'll explore how Stoic philosophy, with its timeless wisdom, can empower you to read people's minds, not by magic, but by mastering observation, emotional awareness, and empathy. Let's turn confusion into understanding and build relationships rooted in authenticity. Welcome to your journey toward deeper connections and greater clarity. Number 1. Pay attention to body language. Body language is like an unwritten book, where every gesture, glance, or posture carries hidden messages. Yet, we often overlook this book, leading to misunderstandings or missed opportunities for genuine connection. Imagine sitting across from a longtime friend at a coffee shop. They smile and say everything is fine, but their eyes dart away and their hands twist nervously. Their words may sound convincing, but their body language tells a different story, revealing insecurity or unspoken concerns. This is the power of reading body language. It helps you see the truth behind words, deepening your understanding of others and uncovering emotions that are often left unspoken. So how can you effectively decode body language? First, pay attention to small but significant details. A slow nod might signify agreement, but if paired with slumped shoulders, it might indicate reluctant compliance. Direct eye contact often conveys confidence, but if it's fleeting, it could hint at anxiety. For instance, during a meeting with a colleague, they may smile as you present your idea, but their tightly gripping the edge of the table suggests tension or disagreement they're hesitant to verbalize. Second, always look at the bigger picture rather than focusing on a single signal. A firm handshake combined with bright eyes and an upright posture exudes genuine confidence. However, if that handshake is paired with stiff shoulders and a forced smile, it may suggest an attempt to mask insecurity. Once, I was in a business negotiation where the person verbally expressed full support for my proposal. Yet, their feet kept shifting direction under the table, signaling hesitation. Trusting my observation, I took a step back. A decision that later saved me from an unfavorable situation. Finally, apply a key principle of Stoic philosophy: observe without judgment. Keep your mind calm and objective. Instead of rushing to conclusions, ask yourself, why are they acting this way? What does this reveal about their true emotions? The lesson here is that refining your ability to observe body language not only enhances your understanding of others, but also fosters more meaningful connections. By listening to the unspoken language of the body, you gain the ability to see what others might not openly share, helping you build stronger relationships founded on mutual understanding and respect. Number 2. Observe micro-expressions. Micro-expressions are like fleeting flashes of lightning across the sky. Brief, almost imperceptible, yet powerful enough to reveal the truth. In a conversation, you might notice a fleeting furrowed brow, a flicker of a smile, or tightly pressed lips that vanish before returning to a neutral expression. These brief flashes are the emotions that slip out, even when someone tries to hide them. Imagine discussing a project with a colleague who smiles and says they fully agree with your plan. Yet, for a split second, you catch a slight frown crossing their face. That micro-expression might signal underlying concerns they haven't voiced. To recognize and interpret micro-expressions, pay attention to subtle and rapid changes in facial expressions. Focus on areas like the eyes, mouth, and forehead. For instance, wide open eyes for a brief moment may indicate surprise or fear, while a slight upward curl of the lips without matching brightness in the eyes might suggest a forced smile. Don't rely solely on a single signal. Combine it with the context and other behaviors to build a fuller understanding. I recall a personal experience that taught me the importance of observing micro-expressions. During a presentation, a colleague kept nodding, seemingly in agreement. But when I sought their input, they hesitated. Watching closely, I caught a subtle twitch of their lips, a micro-expression hinting at underlying doubt. That moment encouraged me to adjust my approach, inviting them to share their true thoughts. As a result, we collaborated to improve the plan significantly. Remember, observing micro-expressions requires patience and focus. Train your mind in a Stoic fashion. Observe calmly and without judgment. By honing your ability to detect these subtle cues, you'll not only gain deeper insights into others' true feelings, but also foster stronger, more empathetic connections based on genuine understanding. Number 3, listen actively. Listening isn't just about letting sound enter your ears. It's an art that allows you to uncover the deeper messages beneath the words. Imagine catching up with an old friend. They're talking about their new job with an upbeat tone, but if you pay close attention, there are pauses in their speech and a slight hesitation at the end of their sentences. These small cues might signal that they're feeling pressured or not entirely happy. Active listening helps you grasp not just the surface content, but also the unspoken emotions behind the conversation. To truly listen, start by removing distractions. Close your laptop, silence your phone, and give your full attention to the person speaking. Pay attention to their tone, rhythm, and even the pauses in their speech. A slow, hesitant response might reveal more than a rushed, enthusiastic one. Listen not only to their words, but also to what they're not saying. For example, if someone keeps talking about workplace stress, but avoids mentioning colleagues, there might be underlying tensions with their team. I once experienced this with a friend who claimed everything's fine, yet avoided eye contact and let out a faint sigh after their words. These subtle signs told me something wasn't right. After gently probing, I discovered they were facing significant financial difficulties, but felt too embarrassed to bring it up. By actively listening, I was able to help and strengthen our friendship in the process. Remember, active listening isn't about waiting for your turn to speak, but about offering your presence and understanding. Like a Stoic, approach each conversation with a calm mind, fully focused on the other person, and step into their perspective. Deep, attentive listening is the key to uncovering the hidden text within someone's mind, paving the way for genuine and lasting connections. Number 4, understand context. Context is like a map guiding you to better understand someone's actions and thoughts. Imagine walking into a conversation with a colleague who appears cold and gives short, clipped answers. At face value, you might assume they dislike you or are angry. But stepping back and considering the context, perhaps they just came out of a tense meeting or received bad news, you realize their behavior may have nothing to do with you. Understanding context allows you to see situations from a broader and more accurate perspective. To grasp context effectively, pay attention to surrounding factors, the current situation, the other person's mood, and recent events. A simple phrase like, "I'm fine," can carry vastly different meanings depending on the context. If they say it with a gentle smile during a joyful party, they may genuinely be fine. But if the same phrase is delivered during a tense meeting with their eyes downcast and shoulders slumped, it could signal anxiety or exhaustion. Once, I attended a family gathering and noticed a relative sitting quietly in the corner. Initially, I thought they were uninterested in socializing. However, after learning they had recently received distressing work news, I understood their silence wasn't about distancing themselves, but rather about processing their emotions privately. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of understanding factors beyond our control. By carefully observing context before jumping to conclusions, you become a more empathetic and skilled communicator. Don't just focus on the actions. Consider the circumstances that led to them. Only by understanding the context can you truly read someone's thoughts and emotions deeply and accurately. Number 5. Ask open-ended questions. The art of asking questions is like holding a set of keys. Some open doors to profound thoughts and emotions, while others only lock conversations tighter. The power of asking the right questions is incredible, and open-ended questions are the ultimate master key. But here's an uncomfortable truth. Open-ended questions can sometimes make people uneasy. Why? Because they demand vulnerability. A simple yes or no is safe and easy, but when you ask someone, "What's on your mind?" or "How does that make you feel?" you're inviting them to step outside their comfort zone. Not everyone is ready for that. I remember a time when I learned this lesson the hard way. A close friend was going through a tough period, and I kept asking shallow, closed questions like, "Are you okay? What's wrong?" or "Do you want to talk about it?" They stayed silent, and I felt helpless. Then I tried asking, "What's the hardest part for you right now?" That single open-ended question unlocked everything. It made them feel I wasn't just fishing for quick answers, but genuinely wanted to understand. The truth is, open-ended questions are not just about the other person, they're also about you. They require patience and presence. You can't ask, "Why do you feel that way?" and then get distracted halfway through their response. Trust me, I've made this mistake. Once I asked someone, "What inspires you the most?" But when they started to share their heartfelt story, I got distracted by my phone. They noticed and immediately shut down. That day, I learned that if you're going to ask a deep question, you need to be ready to hold space for their answer. But remember, open-ended questions aren't only for serious moments. They can also bring humor and joy. Once I asked my young nephew, "What's the best thing about being a kid?" Expecting something cute about cartoons or ice cream, I was caught off guard when he replied, "No taxes." I couldn't stop laughing, but it also reminded me how much kids absorb from the world around them. Open-ended questions can uncover surprising insights if you're willing to go there. The deeper message here is that open-ended questions are about connection. They show others that you care more about their experiences than just a quick answer. It's not just asking, "Did you have a good day?" but instead, "What made today special for you?" It's not, "Are you happy?" but rather, "What does happiness mean to you right now?" These questions dig beneath the surface, fostering empathy, trust, and understanding. But there's a responsibility that comes with them. When you open that door, you must be ready to step through it with them. So the next time you want to truly connect, skip the simple yes or no questions and ask something deeper. You may be surprised at how much closer you feel, not just to them, but also to the truth of who they are. Before we dive into the next point, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you're notified about future videos. And if you're as passionate about this kind of content as I am, drop a comment saying, "I remember it." Let's continue this journey of learning and growing together. Number 6, empathy is key. Empathy isn't just a skill, it's a bridge that connects us to the inner world of others. Imagine standing on the edge of a deep river with someone's emotions and thoughts lying on the opposite shore. Empathy is the only bridge that allows you to cross that water. But building this bridge requires more than listening. It demands stepping into their shoes, feeling what they feel, and seeing the world through their eyes. I once had a close friend who faced the loss of a loved one. In the beginning, I tried to comfort them with advice like, "Stay strong," or "Time heals all wounds." But those words didn't resonate with their pain. One day, instead of offering solutions, I simply sat beside them and listened as they shared memories of the person they lost. I said, "I can't fully understand your pain, but I want to know what it feels like for you." That moment allowed my friend to feel less alone and open up more. It taught me that empathy isn't about fixing things. It's about creating a space where someone feels seen and heard. Empathy also helps you gain a deeper understanding of others' motives, thoughts, and emotions. It reveals that every action has a backstory. A colleague snapping at you might be under immense family pressure. A quiet friend might be struggling with an unspoken sorrow. Empathy allows you to see the hidden layers of feelings and build more genuine and profound connections. Stoic philosophy encourages us not just to understand, but also to accept what lies beyond our control, including the emotions and actions of others. Instead of judging, focus on listening with an open heart. When you show empathy, you're not just understanding someone better, you're becoming someone they can trust. In a world filled with barriers and misunderstandings, empathy is the key that unlocks the doors to authentic connection. Number 7, watch for consistency. Consistency in a person's actions and words is like the heartbeat of their truth. It reveals their authenticity and true nature. Imagine listening to a friend passionately talk about their love for sports, yet in their daily actions, they never make time for practice or even watch a game. This mismatch is a clear signal that what they say may not genuinely reflect what they feel or believe. I once worked with a colleague who always claimed to be open and ready to help. But when the time came to offer support, they often avoided the situation or made excuses to back out. Their words and actions didn't align, and this lack of consistency taught me that their statements couldn't be entirely trusted. Through this experience, I learned that the best way to assess someone's true intentions is by comparing what they say with what they do. To observe consistency, pay close attention to the small details. A truly caring person won't just offer comforting words when you're upset. They'll show up for you or find ways to help. Consistent actions are the most convincing proof of sincerity. On the other hand, when words and actions clash, it's a sign to reevaluate whether that person is truly trustworthy. Stoic philosophy reminds us that what we can control is how we react and assess situations. Observing consistency not only helps you understand others better, but also allows you to build relationships grounded in sincerity and transparency. Pay attention to the subtle yet vital details, because consistency is the foundation of trust and respect in any relationship. Number 8. Develop emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is like an inner compass, guiding you through the complex emotional landscapes of human interactions. Imagine trying to understand a coworker who always seems tense and speaks curtly. At first glance, you might assume they're angry or dislike you. But if you pay close attention to their expressions, body language, and how they handle tasks, You might realize they're under pressure from a major project or dealing with a personal issue they haven't shared. Emotional intelligence isn't just about recognizing others' emotions. It's also about managing your own feelings to foster genuine understanding and connection. Once, I had a friend going through a major life upheaval. Instead of rushing to give advice, I sat down, listened, and observed. Though they tried to appear composed, their sad eyes and trembling hands told a different story. I gently asked, "What's weighing on you the most right now?" Initially, they hesitated, but soon they began sharing emotions they'd been holding back. Their voice quivered as they spoke, as though they'd been waiting for someone to truly listen. As the conversation unfolded, I saw their shoulders relax, the tension in their eyes ease, and they exhaled deeply, as if releasing a heavy burden. They later told me that having someone ask the right question without judgment made everything feel a little lighter. This experience taught me that developing emotional intelligence isn't just about sensing emotions. It's about creating a safe space for others to open up. Sometimes you don't need to fix their problems. You just need to be present and show them that their feelings matter. To cultivate emotional intelligence, start by observing and asking yourself, what might this person be feeling, and why? At the same time, reflect on your own reactions. How am I responding to their emotions, and is it helpful? Stoic philosophy reminds us that managing our own emotions is key to maintaining clarity and calmness. When you understand both your feelings and those of others, you not only deepen your connections, but also build relationships grounded in respect and genuine empathy. Remember, emotional intelligence isn't an innate talent. It's a habit to be nurtured daily. It empowers you not only to read the thoughts and emotions of others, but also to reflect the wisdom within yourself as you navigate the world around you. Number 9, practice patience. Patience is like planting a seed. You can't expect the tree to grow immediately after sowing, but with care and attention, it will eventually blossom. In communication, patience isn't just about waiting. It's about understanding that people aren't always ready to share their feelings or thoughts right away. Imagine talking to a close friend who remains silent, avoids eye contact, or gives you short, indifferent answers. Your first reaction might be frustration or wondering if you've done something wrong. But the truth is, sometimes people need time to process their emotions and find the right words to express themselves. I recall a family gathering where one of my relatives sat quietly in a corner, disconnected from everyone else. At first, I thought they might be upset or unwilling to participate. I wanted to check on them, but instead of pressing them to talk, I simply sat next to them in silence. After a while, they started sharing about the pressures at work and personal challenges they were facing. It wasn't because I asked directly, but because they felt respected and given the space to open up. That moment taught me that patience is often the key to helping others feel safe enough to share their burdens. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that self-control over one's emotions is fundamental to inner peace. Patience isn't just about waiting, it's about accepting that everyone processes their emotions and stories at their own pace. To practice patience, focus on being present, listen without interrupting, observe without judging. Ask yourself, is my urgency truly helping, or is it adding unnecessary pressure? When you learn to practice patience, you not only gain a deeper understanding of others, but also nurture relationships built on empathy and mutual respect. Number 10, learn from past interactions. Past interactions are like essential puzzle pieces in the bigger picture of life. Each conversation and situation leaves behind traces, but only when we pause and reflect can they transform into real lessons. Imagine a time when you argued with a close friend, both misunderstanding each other's intentions. Initially, you might feel angry, assuming they were at fault. But upon reflection, you realize that your rushed tone played a part in escalating the situation. That's when you understand the importance of listening and managing your emotions. I recall working on a group project where I frequently clashed with a colleague due to our differing approaches. Both of us felt stuck and frustrated. After the project ended, I took some time to reflect and realized that if I had listened to their ideas more carefully and not imposed my own methods, things might have gone much smoother. From that lesson, in the next project, I made an effort to stay calm and ask questions to better understand their perspective. As a result, not only did the work flow more efficiently, but our relationship also improved significantly. Stoic philosophy teaches us that past mistakes are not something to avoid, but opportunities to grow. Ask yourself, what didn't work in that interaction? What could I have done differently to improve the situation? Questions like these help you recognize mistakes and build smarter interaction skills for the future. Learning from the past doesn't mean blaming yourself. It means striving to be better. It's like accumulating tools to understand not just others, but also yourself on a deeper level. So, take the time to reflect, not to regret, but to grow from what you've experienced. If you've made it to the end of this video, I want you to be proud of yourself. Leave a comment below saying, "I remember it, so I know who the true champions are who completed this journey." Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any meaningful content in the future. Together, we're not just learning, but inspiring each other to live a life of greater purpose. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.